How would you describe or grade Jalen Hurts on the deep ball? Because it seems to me like a lot of these deep throws that they try, and I love the fact that they try to, bust it deep a couple times, take some shots. I love that, and they hit on a couple of them, but a lot of the balls seem a touch underthrown. All right, welcome back to the middle, 5.5 hour, and smash that like button. Tell a friend, subscribe. Well, we got the subscriber level up to right now, Barrett. It was like 9,400, I want to say. We got to get to 10,000 before the end of this football season. 99.35, so 9,350.
Come on, let's go. The first is right around the corner.
Exactly. Still got two more games to go. We got to get done before the end of the regular season. Don't you think?
Yes, sir. That should be easy.
Now, did you see what happened in the Cincinnati-Baltimore game yesterday?
No, what?
Well, first of all, Baltimore, of course, has Huntley had COVID, the backup quarterback, and Lamar Jackson is still hurt. So they had to go to Josh Johnson as their quarterback. He ends up throwing for over 300 yards, believe it or not. Played pretty well. But Joe Burrow threw for 525 yards and 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had 2 receivers, not only over 100. T. Higgins almost hit 200. He had 194 yards receiving, 12 catches on 13 targets and 2 touchdowns.
Dang.
For T. Higgins. Jamar Chase, 7 receptions on 10 targets for 125 yards. And Tyler Boyd, one of the guys that you and I both like, had 85 yards receiving.
Wow. How does that happen, man? I mean, how does that happen? I mean, I'm thinking the defense for the Ravens, one of the top echelon defenses.
Right.
I mean, I knew they have a couple guys, in their secondary that are out, but still, man, the guys up front, man, they can rush the passer.
Yeah.
Queen is a really good middle linebacker. What the heck happened there?
And they got 2, looks like 3 sacks on him. So it's not like they weren't getting any pressure on him. They had 5 quarterback hits as a defense, and he still threw for 500 plus yards.
I gotta watch it, man. I gotta watch it now.
Dude, that guy is insanely accurate, and he throws just a great deep ball.
525 yards,
525, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Unbelievable.
They're going to lock down that division.
Easy.
Yeah.
And they ran the ball 21 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mixon had, what do you have, like 70, 65 yards
65
rushing?
65 yards,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
That's ridiculous, man.
There were some pretty great performances. None of these games were on. I don't think – was that game on television on the opposite the Eagles game? The Ravens game might have been the other game.
It might
on CBS.
So I couldn't watch it.
Right. Yeah. In hindsight,
there's one thing about these last 2 weeks. I'll say this: the last 2 weeks, I watched a lot of football, man. A lot of football with the Eagles and not playing on Sunday.
Yeah.
it gave me a lot to watch.
Well, now, given what I just said about Burrow, okay, obviously we know Jalen Hurts is nowhere. He's not a Burrow type of quarterback.
No.
But how would you describe or grade Jalen Hurts on the deep ball? Because it seems to me like a lot of these deep throws that they try, and I love the fact that they try to, bust it deep a couple times, take some shots. I love that. And they hit on a couple of them. But a lot of the balls seem a touch underthrown. And the receiver makes a play to come sort of slow up just a touch and that, hangs in the air and makes a play and catches it.
Yeah, because, a couple of times, he threw like they wanted to throw the, it was a post seam.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that? Who was that they threw it to? 16.
Watkins.
Watkins, yeah.
Yeah.
The one they threw to Watkins, I think he underthrew it because there was a safety over the top that he was trying to beat. So he had to underthrow it a little bit simply because that safety was roaming over the top.
Mhm.
You know, once he crossed the formation, once he crossed over. I mean, if he'd tried to lead him anymore, it'd have probably been an interception. So I think that's why he underthrew that. But I think the majority of them is basically, you know, he just not being able to get the ball where it's supposed to be at. You know what I mean? I think he's not necessarily the most accurate long ball thrower. I think he throws a pretty ball,
Yeah.
but it's not a ball that, you know, it's not like along the lines of, you know, the way A-Rod throws it, put it like
Well,
that.
yeah.
Or no,
Yeah.
or Russell Wilson.
Right.
Russell Wilson, I don't see how he's able to throw it as high as he throws
Yeah.
it.
He does. He
And
makes rain with his
right.
ball sometimes, man.
And Tyler, him and Tyler just have this sense, you know, where he needs to be because he just goes and gets it.
Lockett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler Lockett is, I mean, amazing, unbelievable, you know, the speed that he has
Yeah.
and where he's able to catch it, you know, and it's not like it's totally accurate because he's probably for the most part dropping down and stretching out and able to bring it in, you know, at the bottom of the route.
Right.
But Tyler Lockett, you know, he's just one of those phenomenal long ball threats that you can just get it to him and he's gonna go make it happen. You know, I mean, K-State guy, so you know, you kind of figure that. Kansas State guy,
Listen
you
to
know.
you.
You know, Jordy Nelson was the same way.
Right. Right. Isn't it amazing though that Miles Sanders doesn't have a touchdown?
Yes. Yes.
That's incredible. Lane Johnson has a touchdown and Miles Sanders doesn't. That is
Only
just,
you would put it in
that's
perspective.
insane.
That you know, and he
I mean,
and you know Lane is gonna make him notice that also. He's gonna tell him,
yeah.
he's gonna let him know.
No doubt about it.
Wow, you're
Yeah.
right, man. Because that was actually Ray Diddy's play of the game. He said that's what he predicted that was gonna happen.
Wait, he
Is that,
predicted that Lane Johnson was going to get a touchdown?
No, that his Miles Sanders, his pick of the day, he said Miles Sanders was gonna get like me. I always get Jalen Rager for 75 yards, and it never works.
Right.
But yesterday he predicted that Miles Sanders would have his first touchdown this year, and it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Not even close to happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your boy has 2 touchdowns, but none of them are receiving touchdowns.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jet sweeps and
Right.
reverses and stuff.
Yeah. I'd still like to see them try to do some crazy things with him like they do Deebo Samuel.
Me too. I would think that he'd be able to do that. He showed a little bit in the punt, you know, even before the 50-yard punt, the punt return that he had even before that, you know, he caught it and he had like 16, 17 yards on it. You know, to me, that's what he needs to do, man. You know, be explosive, be dynamic. He's just not going to do it.
I just couldn't believe it when he dropped that first down pass right in the middle of the field. I mean, and it was almost like he's just like ready for the booze to start raining down. He tried to cover the ear holes in his helmet so he couldn't hear him. I mean, Jesus.
You're right. Hey, I like what Spanish Fly just said. I think that Hurts waits too long, and I think that he puts too much air under the ball. You know what I mean? That says a lot about it also. His pre-snap, where the ball's supposed to be, get it out of his hands faster, you know, and you know, allow the receiver to run up underneath it, as opposed to wait until he gets open to throw the ball. When you wait till he's open, he's not open anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to
so there needs to be more anticipation,
yes,
and more
absolutely.
trust, and just sort of like throwing to a landmark or something, and you know, expecting the receiver will get there.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. How about the fact that I forget who he tried to throw it to, but Goddard was wide open. The whole right side of the end zone was empty, and except for Goddard standing there, like looking back, like what's up?
Yeah, he threw the Quez Watkins over there.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Threw the Quez Watkins on like the 3-yard line, and when everything
he didn't get in.
Right.
Was, right.
And everything fell apart, and he's over there, you know, sitting by himself. I mean, it was a brick in coverage. I mean, he was sitting there. He was like, "Oh."
Now you got something going. You got a party going on over there, Barrett. I hear some activity.
No, this no.
You're totally distracted.
My grandson's here. He's just not
Is
in
that
here
what
right
he's
now.
doing?
Yeah.
Why don't you put him on?
Put him on.
Put him on the show.
I have to call him and tell him to come up here.
Now, was he watching football yesterday?
No.
No.
And then I asked him, well, how come you didn't watch your pop on TV?
Right. Why isn't he watching you work?
And he's like, no, because I wanted to play my
video
game.
games.
Yeah, I wanted to play my game.
Wow, that's total disrespect.
So,
I mean,
how many grandfathers are on TV?
Yeah,
he
and how many grandfathers actually played NFL football and won a Super Bowl? And this kid doesn't even want to watch the NFL. What's going on?
Exactly. Send her upstairs. Send RJ upstairs.
This is gonna be good.
Okay then. All right. Bye.
Is he coming? Oh, now we're muted.
No,
Is he coming?
No, he's asleep right now on the air mattress.
He's sleeping.
Yeah. Ain't that about nothing?
This kid's got a rough life, man.
Right. He's living the life.
He is living the life. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I would like to see Hurts get better at the deep ball, man.
He has to. He
does. He does.
So, I mean, he's still young yet, man. Like I said, it usually takes quarterbacks 3 years to really figure out the game,
right?
How to play the game. And he's at a year now, so we'll see.
What did you think about him wearing the Randall Cunningham throwback jersey?
Loved it.
Yeah.
RC was my guy, man.
I love those jerseys. I love that era of Eagles uniforms.
Me too, man. I was the last year in Kelly Green.
So
is
that right?
Yeah, it was the last year.
Yeah.
My first year was the last year in Kelly Green. So, it was crazy, man. And, they went to the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I liked the new ones when they first came out.
Yeah.
But,
different green, like the midnight green or whatever they call it, right?
Yeah, it was the midnight green. Yep, yeah. Midnight green. I remember the first time we wore the black.
Which is what they had on yesterday. Well, I'm not a fan of the all black for Eagles. I just don't think it's their big color.
We had the no, not black, but all green. I mean the dark all midnight green.
Oh yeah.
We went all green. Our first game going all green, and we were playing against the 49ers on Monday night. We got total shreds.
Oh yeah.
And that was the first night with the jail or the
Oh yeah, the court in underneath the vet.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was first
Judge
night.
Seamus McCaffrey, I think was his name.
Yep.
Yeah.
So long story long, the first game they got to jail, the first person that gets arrested and goes to court was my wife's cousin. He was a 49er fan. He's in the wives section acting a fool. And I turned around, I'm sitting there, and one of my boys, Fred McCrory, played fullback. Turn around, hey, B Brooks, hey, ain't that your wife's cousin getting locked up right now? I turn around, and he is going away in handcuffs, getting led down, the stairs.
Now, was he wearing 49ers gear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It was crazy, man.
Now, Ball 316 says that game was the flare gun game on Monday Night Football.
It was. Yep.
I forget that. Tell me, like, what somebody shot off a flare gun in the stands?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, that wasn't your buddy.
No.
I hope.
No, he didn't do that.
All right.
I don't know if they caught him, but that's the same. I think it's the same game that Rodney Peete actually ripped his what is it? What did he hurt that time? Achilles. Sure. That's right. His Achilles.
Oh, okay.
It was his Achilles. I was thinking his knee, but it was his Achilles, and I actually heard it pop when it happened because I'm blocking Harris. Remember the guy with Tim Harris with the the fingertips that were like guns, guns.
Yeah.
Well, I'm blocking him, and I had him locked up, and he stopped rushing and looked down, and then I heard that pop, and as he looked down, and then he started rushing again because Rodney Peete had dropped the ball. I remember the fans were booing that he dropped the ball, and here this guy's laying on the ground screaming because his Achilles had just popped on him. That was the craziest game ever, man.
I tell you that's one injury that I worry about still at my age.
Well, did you
especially
do
with
it
that.
before?
No, but with that ankle that I destroyed a couple years
Right,
ago, I'm
right,
just
right.
always weary that Achilles is going to go at some point.
Well, I'm the same way because like I said, I thought it was a high ankle sprain, but I actually broke the top part of my ankle. In fact, I
Uh-huh.
still have the piece of dead bone in the ankle because of it. Because they just treated it as a high ankle sprain when it was actually a crack. That got separated from the major part of the bone, so it's still
Right.
floating around in there right now.
Yeah, not
So
Achilles Smith, 91 LS Exers points out on the street. Where is Achilles Smith today?
I don't know, man.
I'll tell you, when was he? He was drafted 3rd, I think, overall in that draft.
Yep,
Because
to Cincinnati.
it was Couch, then McNabb, and then Achilles Smith, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Cincinnati took him. Wow. Talk about a bust. That's amazing. I don't even know how many years he lasted in the league.
Not long.
That's a
think.
blast from the past.
Right.
Was he an Oregon guy?
Yeah, he was.
I think he played at Oregon.
Yep.
They had a couple of busts at quarterback. That Joey Harrington was a bust.
Remember him? Another Detroit guy.
Terrible.
Another Detroit guy.
Yeah. In fact, Bo Wolf, who I follow on Twitter at Bo_Wolf, spelled WULF, has some good football stuff. And he put up here a tweet about worst yards per attempt in the NFL since the year 2000. And of course, Jake Fromm is on this list from yesterday. Jake Fromm was 1.47 yards per attempt. But it's interesting because there's some other names on here that stand out. Eli Manning was on here for a game with the Giants back in 2004, which was his rookie year, I believe, against the Ravens, 1.5 yards per attempt. And Joe Flacco was on here in 2017 with the Ravens against Jacksonville, 1.56 yards per attempt. Now, do you remember this name? Anthony Wright, Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, I do.
I totally forgot about this guy.
Yep.
I forgot about him. 2001 against the Eagles, 1.43 yards per attempt in a beatdown loss. I forget about that guy. Byron Leftwich is on here. Derek Anderson, who was in the league forever. Nathan Peterman. How about that scrub? Yeah, me too.
Remember, he had Buffalo. 5 picks in one quarter. I mean, one half.
Yes, he did.
He
absolutely did. Joey Harrington is on the list when he played for Miami. And Bruce Gradkowski. Remember that guy?
No.
He played at Toledo, I want to say, in college.
Wow.
And he played with the Raiders, with Tampa. He was bounced around to a couple different places. He's on here. And Spurgeon Wynn. You remember him?
I remember Spurgeon Wynn. Yes,
with
I do.
Cleveland?
Yep.
He played at some crazy college with Texas. What was it? Texas A&I or something with some
Kingsville?
Maybe it was A&M Kingsville. Maybe. Spurgeon Wynn. Let's see.
Texas State University.
Is it Texas State?
Yep, Texas State.
Oh, man. Wow.
Spurgeon Wynn.
Yeah, Texas State. Wow. That was back on that long list of Browns quarterbacks where it seemed like they had a new guy playing every couple of weeks.
Though half the guys you said on that list was
they spent time in Cleveland. Yeah. Wow. That's incredible.
Ridiculous, man.
Yeah. So Jake Fromm, I wonder if we'll ever see him again. I mean, how do you take that game and actually think you've prepared that kid?
No.
So what you see in practice and then see him play on Sunday, it's like, what did you think was going to happen?
Well, they thought that they caught lightning in a bottle when they brought him in against Dallas last minutes of that game, and they thought that he was going to perform like that before.
Right.
That's why I was not worried about winning this game, even though the first half looked the way it looked.
Yeah.
As long as he was in the game, I knew they weren't going to win.
Right. Now, no, there was no place where I ever thought the Eagles were going to lose the game
Right,
yesterday.
right.
That's true. As
Yep.
ugly as it was, and they went down 3-0, I was just like, no, there's only so much offense that this Giants team is going to be able to muster. So I
Exactly.
wasn't worried about it, but it was just like you just kind of wished that they came out and just totally dispatched of a team like that right out of the jump.
Right,
know,
right.
like you hope next week.
They and there it is right there. They can by no means think that they have that game wrapped up, thinking anywhere close to being a playoff team.
Mhm.
Because if as soon as you do that, that's when things are going to go in the wrong direction. And I doubt seriously they allow themselves to do that. Listen to what they're saying now. All they're talking about is the the fact that they take one day at a time,
Right.
one practice at a time. So they're saying the right stuff. As long as they go out there and do what they're supposed to do, they should be in the playoffs. But I don't think they're even worried about being in the playoffs.
No, I don't think they should be worrying about it right now. Just go win the game and clinch it.
Right. But talking about even, going into this game. I mean, do you really think they should be in the playoffs? Thinking about, how bad they were in the beginning. So I was still thinking of that team that we saw against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
49ers. Those games.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of a product of their schedule and the quarterbacks that they've faced.
Yes.
To be honest.
Yes.
But I'll just take it, as many games as we can have. You know what I mean? Because that means there's going to be another pregame show, and that means I make more money. You know what I mean? So I kind of look at it in selfish ways. They've forced me to watch this each and every week, and some weeks it has not been pretty. It has actually been a job to watch some of these games.
Well,
I might as well make more money.
I've been in that position, man. I've been a guy that that's made it to the playoffs, shouldn't be in the playoffs, and knew that you weren't going to go. It wasn't going to go well in the playoffs. I was in Detroit,
right?
When we went to the playoffs, we weren't supposed to be there, and it was very evident.
Right, but I mean,
in there.
Let's just say that not only do they make it, but they end up with the 7th seed, and Dallas is the opponent.
Right.
I mean, you tell me you're not signing up for that.
I love it. Love it.
If they can just put together one game against Dallas and ruin the year.
To tell the truth, I can remember, doing that. One year we had just, my first year was my rookie year. We beat Dallas. We split with them during the season. Went down there. We lost to them. Came back up here, and we played Dallas again, and we beat them. It was that, they did it again. They stopped them again. That game, we beat them. So then we, beat up on Detroit. So now we're feeling good about ourselves. And then we went down to Dallas again for the second round of the playoffs.
And got whipped.
It was a bad day, bro. Bad. Everything just went wrong that day.
Is that right?
Rodney Peete got, knocked out of the game. When he got knocked out of the game, RC came in. Randall came in. And Randall didn't even know the offense when he was there. But he wasn't even there because he actually his daughter was born on Tuesday. So he left on Tuesday.
Okay.
Saw his daughter being born. And then didn't come back until Friday night.
Wow.
For a Saturday game or something like that, or whatever day. He came the night before for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he stayed down there an extra 4 days with his daughter instead of coming back to practice. And he got in the game, didn't know the offense, and they just took it and just killed us. We had nothing for him. Nothing. There was nothing we could do to stop him.
30-11 was the final.
Right.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Think about how many Hall of Famers were in that
on that Dallas team?
On that Dallas team at that time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Deion
Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Irvin. Yep. And you got to look at some of them offensive linemen.
Yep. Nate Newton. Was he a Hall of Famer?
I know. I'm not sure if he is.
Not a lot of those guys like Eric Williams. He should be one. Nate
Right.
Newton should be one. Mark Tuinei should be one, though he passed away. Larry Allen, he
Larry
was on that.
Allen's one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Larry
yeah,
Allen's definitely
yeah,
one. He was
yeah.
on that team. Charles Haley.
Right.
Is Leon Lett?
Was Haley on that team?
Yes, I was going against
Oh,
Haley.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, he was on that team.
All
I'll
right.
tell you.
Oh, he was he?
I know for damn sure he was.
Yeah, okay. Because they don't list him as a starter in this one roster here.
Well, he was making things happen.
Tony Tolbert, Shante Carver, Russell Maryland, and Leon Lett was the starting defensive line.
Yep.
Wow.
So I mean, it was. Whew. They had a squad. Then their linebackers were good too.
Dixon Edwards, Robert Jones, Darren Smith. I remember him.
Darren Smith and Robert Jones were really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Then they had special teamers like Bates. He was good on that team.
Oh yeah.
They had a squad, man. I mean, a real squad. Darren Woodson was on that team.
Yes, he was.
He's a Pro Bowler.
He's the strong safety.
Yeah. He was a man's man as far as being safeties.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are out of time. Tomorrow you are out. You'll be back on Wednesday.
I'm back on Wednesday.
I'll be on tomorrow with Sills, and then you'll be on Wednesday with Big Sills.
Yep.
Stay tuned for Dan Cilio this afternoon too, and his weekend recap of all that went down in football over the weekend. And we'll be back. The show starts tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and it will be live.